Hello everyone, I am Amit. Our today's topic is linear regression in machine learning. We will be learning about linear regression, which is the first algorithm you can say, or the first stage in learning the machine learning. So we will be learning the concept behind linear regression and the implementation of it on a data set. So let's start. There are two types of supervised machine learning algorithm or task: regression and classification. And what is classification? Classification is a process of categorizing a given set of data into classes. It can be performed on both structured or unstructured data. The process starts with predicting the class of given data points. Classes are often referred as a target, label, or categories. Examples like spam filter we have in emails, right? Check defaulter in loan applicant. Even banks are using it to check the defaulter. There are a number of different examples for it. And you can see my classification videos. I have already uploaded classification first using logistic regression. So you can watch those for better clarity. And what is regression? It predicts the continuous value based on historical data, like number of patient in July, corona patient in July, and sales of a car in 2021. So you can see it is predicting unseen value, right? It hasn't seen it. Like what will be the number of corona cases in Delhi in August? We are not sure about it, but it can predict. But it is different than astrology. It is not astrology that it will tell you by seeing your hand or something. It is a supervised learning, as earlier mentioned. This is a supervised learning, means it needs data to act on, and it requires historical data. Once you will provide the historical data, it will work on that historical data and it will learn the pattern, and then it will predict the values. Okay. So linear equation in algebra is a function for this algorithm. We try to find a linear relationship between two or more variables. If we draw the relationship in a two-dimensional space, we get a straight line between two variables. Like we have, so this is our, like I have created one table where I have taken m is equal to 2, c is equal to 1. A linear equation is y is equal to mx plus c. We have already studied in our study curriculum. And what is y predicted is theta 0, theta 1, x1, theta 2, x2, theta 1, and xn. It is x transport theta. And these theta 0 is known as intercept or bias or c, and theta 1 to theta n are known as weight or m or slope. Let's see the linear equation y is equal to mx plus c. I have taken m as a 2, c is equal to 1. So what is slope? Slope is this angle between x and y axis. So this is a slope. Okay. And what is c? C is intercept, where this line intercept the y axis. So you can see this y value is 1. Okay. So if x is equal to 0, then this term will come 0 and there will be y is equal to c. So there will be some value. Okay, this is equation. So I have given x is equal to minus 5, minus 4, minus 3 to 5. Now I have calculated the y, mx plus c. You can see this is a linear equation. If we'll add another feature, we will get the same result. We can predict because we have a pattern. So we provide the data to machine, label data. What is label data? Where you provide the output with respect to x of features. Okay, so if you'll provide these data, only x and y data, to our machine learning, first it will calculate what is m value, what is c value, which best fitted for this model, and machine will automatically calculate that m is 2 and x is 1. And later if you provide any value of x, it will give you the value of y predicted, which will be on the same line. Okay. So now I have added few rows or few stances or few observation to calculate the y. Okay. Now if you'll calculate the y, it will give the y value on the same line, but the actual value of y is different. So you can see in the graph, this graph, red color is the value which is not on this linear line. So it means there is error, right? So we will calculate this error by using RMSE, MSE, MAE, R square, adjusted R square method, and we will try to reduce it. Okay, so we will discuss this in next tutorial. Let's move to our topic. Hope this is clear. Okay. It predicts the continuous value y based on the given independent variable x. If we plot the independent variable x on the x-axis, dependent variable on the y-axis, the algorithm give us a straight line between y and x-axis. So our equation will be theta 0, theta 1x. Okay, where theta 0 is our intercept and theta 1 is our weight, or you can say slope, and x is our input feature or column, y is our predicted value. So our equation will look like mx plus c, which we already discussed it, right? More generally, okay, in y is equal to mx plus c, what does it mean? That y is dependent variable, x is independent variable, and we have only one variable. So you cannot find any problem in real world where we have only one independent variable. Like if you are calculating sales, it will be dependent on multiple things, right? So there will be many features. You cannot just take one feature and calculate the value. If you calculate, you will get the result, but the result will not be accurate. For that, you must have more and more relevant features. Okay, you cannot add irrelevant feature and get the good value. You should have the features which are relevant to your problem, your system. Okay, so our linear model makes a prediction by simply computing a weighted sum of the input features plus constant called bias term or called intercept term. So we have n independent variable of features, or we can say columns. Then our output will be y is equal to theta 0 x 0, theta 1 x 1 till theta n x n. And y is also known as y hat, that is y predicted value. N is a number of features we have. X ith feature value. X0 is always 0. This value is 0. And theta 0 is our constant value, which we call it as intercept. From theta 1 to theta n, theta 1, theta 2, theta n are called weights. And x1, x2, xn are features. And x0 is always 1. Hope the equation is clear. And let's move to our vector form of this equation. So we can write this as y hat. This is a h hypothesis function on x feature. So output will be theta dot x. Like it means that if you multiply the weight into x, x is our feature, you will get the equation. This equation: theta 0 x 0, theta 1 x 1, theta 2 x 2, and h theta is a hypothesis function using the model parameter theta. In machine learning, vector are often represented as a column vector. Column vector means these are the column vector, right? These are the column vector, which are 2D array with a single column. If theta and x are column vector, then prediction is y is equal to theta transpose x, where theta transpose is the transpose of theta, a row vector instead of a column vector, and theta transpose x is the matrix multiplication of theta t and x. It is of course the same prediction, except it is now represented as a single cell matrix rather than scalar values. So what is transpose? Let's understand that first. So transpose of a matrix is changing the rows into column and column into rows. So like if we have a matrix A, 1 3 2 4, you can see 1 2 is the first row and 3 4 is the second row, 1 3 is the first column and 2 4 is the second column. So if we take a transpose of it, rows will be changed to column. You can see this row has been changed to column and the second row has been changed to column. Okay, or you can say vice versa, column will be changed to rows. Okay, so hope this concept is clear, that how we calculate phi hat. Let's move to our coding part. So I'm using Jupyter IDE for this tutorial. I have imported dataset from sklearn. I have imported pandas. I have imported NumPy. So let's run this code. Now I have loaded the Boston data set. What is Boston dataset? You can see these are the data. These are the target value. What are the features name? You can see CRIM, ZN, Index, CHAS, NOx, RM, age, DIS, RAD, tax, PT ratio, B, LSTAT. And you can see the description of the dataset. Okay, we have 506 instance, we have 13 features, and we have one target value. So let's understand the data set. Boston data set. What is Boston data set? And why it is required? If you don't have a domain knowledge, you will not able to calculate, you will not able to work on the features or data pre-processing. Data pre-processing is the most critical part in machine learning. Algorithm take just 10 to 15% of work. The most of the time you have to give on a data, because you won't get the data in a very good structure. You have to make a good representative data for your algorithm. Only then you will get the good result. Okay. So this is our data, Boston data. So Boston data said the Boston housing data sets consist of price of houses in various places in Boston. Alongside with the price, data set also provide information such as crime, area of non-retail business in town, age of people who own the house, and there are many other attributes that available here. So you can see there are 13 features have we have CRIM, per capita crime rate per town, ZN, proportional residential land zoned on lots of over 25,000. Indus, CHAS, Knox. You can read this. You can pause and you can read these. Okay, and these 13 variables are features. We have one target value, or you can see one final value, which is median value of owner occupied home in $1,000. Okay, so these will be our x1, x2, x3, x4 till x13, and this will be our y, which will be used for training our data. So let's come to, so we'll see what are the features. We already seen it, right? Now we'll create data frame using pandas. So we'll call pd.data frame. Now I have given bot.data. So data will be stored here and column name will be bot.features name. Let's run the code. And now we are adding the target value in the data frame. So I have added df, and this will be the column name. And what will be the values? Bot.target. Okay. Now we'll print the few rows. You can see top 5 rows using head function. That's the crime value, ZN index. We have everything. MADV, which is our target value. Now we can see the shape of it. So we have 506 rows, 14 column. In 14 column, we have 13 features and one target value. Now we'll check if there are any null value. So df dot is a null, and we will add sum. If we have any values which is null, we will calculate the sum. So you can say 0. So we do not have any blank value. You can say we do not have any empty field in this data set. All data set are filled. Now we'll save x and y. Like you are seeing the data, it looks like this. That's why we have created data frame for good visualization. Okay. Now in X we will save about.data and about.target, and you can also see what are the options. Use tab, you will say data. Description will give description about the data set. Feature name will give you features name. File name will give you file name and location. Target will give you the target value or final value. So we will save x and y. And one more thing, where from where you can get the data set. So we have seen this, right? Bot, we have printed the bot. At the end you can see we have the file. at this location in your uh, Anaconda. If you are using Anaconda, it is already there. See, you can see these are the data set which is already there in sklearn. Okay, data set, if you are using Anaconda, it is already there. And you can also download it from sklearn as well. You can also download it from Kaggle as well. So I'll show you how to download from sklearn. Go to GitHub in sklearn. Oh, scikit-learn website, and now you can go to sklearn dataset. From data, you can see you have these data set. You can download and you can use it, and you can view in Excel CSV file as well. So now we have calculated X and Y. So first thing, you know that if you have the data, you will divide the data into two parts: train part and test part. You will use train part to train your model and test part for evaluating your model. So I'll be using model.selection. So I'll be using a train test split function from sklearn.model.selection. I've imported it. Let's run it. X train, X test, Y train, Y test, and now we'll provide the value. So if you'll just select the keyword and you will use Shift and Tab, you will get the detail. What are the values it will take? Okay. This is a whole explanation, and you can find the examples as well. Okay, so in this we have given X and Y, which we have just calculated before. A random state, we have given any number. You can give any number. When you define random state, and then next time when you run it, you will get the exact X train and X test. Means there will not be any change in X train and X test, or Y train and Y test. It will be same. If you will not have this data, it will shuffle each and every time. You will get different data, and your output will change. You want, if you want to check accuracy, your data should be consistent, right? If it is keep on changing, you are not sure which is wrong, your performance measure tool or your data. So what this function, what it does, it shuffle X and Y, and then it is split. Okay, you can give a split, uh, you can give it a split ratio as well. I'm not giving, it will take by default. Let's see the same. So you can see it has divided the data. Okay, now I'll use linear regression, which is our first model, you can say, in machine learning. So I've imported linear regression from sklearn.linear model. Let's call the linear regression. So I have created linear reg object, and I have called the linear regression. Now I'll fit the data using X train and Y train. So I have fitted the data. Now I'll calculate the Y prediction on X test, which we have uh, splitted before, right? Okay, let's run. And now I'm creating again another data frame. So YDF is equal to PD dot data frame actual. It is like you're providing a dictionary. I've given actual and Y test prediction and Y pred values. Okay. Now we'll see the data. Okay, we haven't run this. So you can see actual value is 23.6 and prediction is 28 point something. So there is some difference, right? You can see each rows. Let's plot the graph for better visibility, because we have 127 rows. It is not easy to calculate everything. So I'm using matplotlib. So I've imported pyplot as a PLT, and I'm plotting the bar graph ydf.plot, and kind I've given bar. I've selected the figure size, and now I've created the grid to show the graph in a better manner. So let's show it using plt.show. So you can see the actual values are in red and predicted values are in orange color. So still it is not so visible. So let's just select 25 rows. So YDF had 25. Okay. In DF1 I have saved just 25, top 25 rows. Again, I'll run the same graph using 25 rows. So you can see the values, right? There is a difference in each values for X tested. Okay. Now we'll check how much difference are there. So first we'll import mean squared error, mean absolute error from sklearn.matrix. So first we'll calculate mean squared error using y-test and y-pred. And again I will suggest select this and use shift tab. Then you will see y true, y-pred. Y-pred is y predicted and y true is our true value. Okay. So we can calculate MSE. This is MSE error. We will discuss these error in next tutorial. Well, let's calculate RMSE, which is square root of MSE. So you can see 4.7. We'll calculate absolute error, which is just absolute error between y test and y pred. Now we'll calculate R square value. So as you can say 68%. The higher R square value, data is well fitted. So thanks for watching this video. We will meet again for performance measure in linear regression. We will discuss these terms, how we calculate it, and what is the purpose of them. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe the video, and let's meet again. Till then, bye bye.